Hey guys, welcome to another video of SM Solutions. So today's video is going to be actually a step-by-step lesson how to trade. So we're going to go through how I find stock in the morning, how I can actually know what's my entry price, stop loss, and take profit even before market open. So around 8:45, I actually know exactly which stock I'm going to trade, what's my profit, what's my stop loss, and what's my entry. I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to show you how I create support and resistance in the morning, so during pre-market, to have an idea where the stock can go. And finally, I will show you why you always have to wait for confirmation. This is a thing that a lot of beginners don't do, and that's why 90% of beginners lose their money in 90 days. So this is a really important tip, so stay till the end and I'm going to explain to you exactly everything from A to Z, how I trade in the morning. So let's start. So we're gonna go through a stock that I actually did trade with my main account. So I'm on my small account right now. So we're gonna go through LODE. So let me just remove everything. Manage clear trying. Okay, so I'm gonna remove everything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in the morning. So market open at 9:30. Depending which broker you're gonna use, you can actually trade pre-market. So before 9:30, you can actually trade and make money or lose money during pre-market. It is really risky because there's not a lot of volume and the stock is all over the place, usually in pre-market, but it gives you an idea where the stock can go during the day. So that's why all the pro use the pre-market. So me with Trade Zero, I can start trading at 7 in the morning. So at 7, I can actually place order to make money. Anyways, so first thing first, how do I find stock in the morning? So what I usually do is I open my computer around 8 o'clock. So around 8 o'clock, I'm looking at my scanners. I'm looking to see exactly which stock is gapping up. So this is a thing that I do each morning. I'm looking at the stock, the best stock who gaps up and that have nice pattern. So let's take an example, LODE. So this thing was gapping up a lot, around like 80% for during the day. During pre-market went to a high of 190. So did 190, just to give you an idea. So the previous close was 79 cents Friday, went to a high of $1.90. So this thing did gap up a lot. So I like those type of stock because usually what happen with stock, with penny stock that gap up, they go down fast or they can actually go up really quick. So it's easy to make money with penny stock, but it is really risky. So first thing first, what I do usually, so the example, you don't see what market's gonna give you at 9:30, so you only see pre-market. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just put some resistance and support. So let's start. So I like to put the high of the day and the low of the day also. So you can see that I have the 1 minute open and the 5 minute open. I'll always have these two chart open at the same time, because sometimes you see something on the 1 minute that you don't see on the 5 minute, and the 5 minutes sometimes and not on the 1 minute. So you have to keep it open at the same time. So I have the high of the pre-market, the low of the pre-market, and I like to put a nice support or resistance on the chart. So you can actually see around this price, around 142, this thing went to high, bounced back on, it was resistance, went high, did bounce back, was a support, broke the support, become a resistance, was a support, and was a resistance. So you know that at 142 usually there's a big movement the moment that it break 142. Okay, so this is the first thing that I do. So I actually put some resistance and support of pre-market to give me an idea where the price can go. After that, I'm looking to see exactly what's the key price. So I know that at 142 there's a lot of thing going on at 142. So I know that if it broke the 142, I know that I need to short. If it broke the 142 like break the 142, I know I can go long. So it depends of where the stock is gonna go. Around 905, 910, I don't know if I'm gonna go long or short. Even at the first minute at 931, I actually can't be sure if the stock I need to go long or short. I have to wait. I have to have a couple of confirmation. So let's start on the 1 minute. So you have the first candlestick here. Usually I'd never trade the first minute because this thing can go really high and just drop one time. So I like to see exactly where it can bring me. So let me zoom that for you guys and let's start. So you have this 1 minute, the first candlestick. It opened at 135 to a high of 154. A lot of beginners, what they do is the moment that they see that it can break this resistance, so it broke this resistance, right? So a lot of beginners, they're gonna enter the moment that they're gonna see the second candlestick making new highs. So what they're gonna do is this one is making a big candlestick, and on the second candlestick for a short period of time, this thing was green, right? Because it went to a high of, I'm gonna tell you that was 160. So this red candlestick for a short period of time was green. So a lot of new traders, they're gonna enter at 154 because they see that first it broke 142, a big resistance, and they are expecting the stock to make higher high and higher low. So they don't want to miss. So they rather just buy at 154. Like this, they're gonna catch all the movement. But pro don't do that. There's a couple of people that like to play breakout, but they have a lot of experience. So that's why I don't have enough experience to play like the quick scalp of like 144 to 160. So I'd rather wait for a pullback for a confirmation. So a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, went long from 154. So went to 160, was happy, and the second it touched 150, 160, this thing just went from 160 to 142 in a minute. So there's a lot of people that lost money. They actually did like sell the position, and the moment that they sold the position, this thing just went higher than the previous high. So this is a big tip that I can give you for new traders, beginner traders. Don't rush. You cannot rush the price. You cannot chase the price. I rather just wait for confirmation than chase the price, because a lot of time when you're gonna chase the price, sorry guys, you're gonna make, yeah, sometimes it's gonna work because this thing could be actually an exception and don't have any pullback and just stay up. But a lot of time you're gonna see pullback and it can be a false breakout also. So be careful. So if you want to play breakouts, be careful. There's a lot of false breakout these past weeks. Anyways, so the perfect trade was actually to wait for a confirmation. So broke the resistance, you have one candlestick red, two candlestick red, you have a nice pullback, and the pullback is forming on the support on 142. We did say that 142 was a key area, right? So you have support, resistance, resistance, support. So you know that if you can retest it like on the pre-market, because each time that it touched the 142, it retest. Each time that it break, it retest. So you know that during the day it's gonna do the same thing. So broke this big key area of 142, had a nice pullback to touch 142. The moment that it touched 142, went to a high of $180, 179. So now the question is, where is the entry and where's the stop loss and where's the take profit? So the perfect entry is not the moment that it touched the red line, the support, because this thing can touch the support and just go down more than that. Okay, so you need to have a confirmation. So my perfect entry point on this stock will be the moment that it broke VWAP, so around 148. Why 148? Because it was actually a previous high on the pre-market. You can see here 148, and the moment that, so I have one confirmation making higher high now, higher low, and it broke the VWAP. So usually when stock break the VWAP, you're gonna see a nice movement on the top. If it go to the down, you're gonna see a movement from the down. So anyways, 148 will be the perfect the perfect entry, and your stop loss will be around 142, 140, 141, because you know that the moment that it break this area, don't put it at 142 because it's too tight. You can leave it you can leave like at 139 just to give it a little bit of loose. So your entry is at 148 and your stop loss can be at 140, example. So you have 8 cents of stop loss. And the next question, one of the most important question, is where are you taking profit? A part of your profit. So you know that the high of pre-market is actually 190. So around 175, 80, you know that this thing can go down really quick because 190 is the high of pre-market. So you can put, it depends of you, it depends if you like to take more risk or anything, but me usually I like to play with the stop like the high of pre-market. Anyways, so this is the first thing I wanted to talk. The second thing I wanted to talk is why you always use two chart. I'm gonna give you another example. So let's go on the 5 minute right now. Actually, let me just say something, one more thing on the 1 minute. If you decide, I don't know, you are looking at another stock, you are looking at MBOT, and the moment that you are checking LODE, you are here at this step. Will you go long or short? So you are at 160. Do you want to go long or short? Personally, I will not even try to get in a trade at 160, knowing that I have a nice resistance at 190, and this thing is actually over the support. So the best thing is wait for a pullback. Usually a lot of people like to see pullback to go in. So we had one pullback on the 1 minute, and even on the 5 minute we had something better. We have a better entry. So if you missed this entry, after a couple of minutes, let's go on the 5 minute right now. Let me just put this thing bigger. After a couple of minutes, you have a big pullback this time. So basically this pullback is this one on the 1 minute. So you have this big pullback. So on the 5 minute, you have it here. I'm going to put it bigger for you guys. So you have a nice pullback on the 5 minute. So you have 1, 2, 3. You have this thing breaking the VWAP. So you have 3 big candlestick. And what you can realize is the candlestick are getting smaller. So you have one big candlestick, a second one. The third one is actually smaller than the second. The second is actually a little bit smaller than the third. And after that, you have a nice doji. So you have a doji forming on support on this area that we were talking on the 1 minute chart on the 142. So you have a nice doji. And usually when you have a couple of red candlestick and you have after that a nice doji forming on support, this is a sign of reversal. That means that this thing want to go now up. The question is at what price you get in and what's your stop loss. So a lot of people, they enter the moment that they see a higher high and a higher low. So basically the moment that broke this thing, you can get in. So what you can do is you can use the high of the doji as an entry and the low of the doji as a stop loss. Like this, you have a nice entry and a couple cents after. Like, what's the difference between these two? So you have 148 to 141. So you have 7 cents between your entry and your stop loss. So you have 3 candlesticks showing a nice pullback on the 5 minute, a doji showing a reversal, and now you go long. So you have a confirmation. So that's why confirmation, guys, is actually key, because it's the only thing that can not guarantee you, that give you more chance to make money. So you can see it on, I'm gonna just repeat again. On the 1 minute, you see the first 5 minutes, you see a nice break of resistance. You have a nice pullback forming on the support, went to high. So you could easily made 30 cents, 25 cents. With 500 shares, you make over $200. And after that, a couple of minutes after that, you see in here on the 1 minute, you think that this thing want to go down, right? Because you see a couple of red candlestick. It's in the sorry guys. So you see it's in a bearish mode, right? bearish because this thing is going down, down, down. But on the 5-minute, if you don't have the 5-minute, you will not see that this thing could be actually just a pullback. So you have 1, 2, 3, and after that you have a doji. On the 1-minute, you don't have the doji. So that's why you have to keep these two charts together, guys. Don't trade just with the 1-minute or the 5-minute or the 3-minute or the 2-minute. You have to have a couple of them. I have one here of 1 minute. I have a 5-minute. I have on my other screen another 15 minutes. I have my daily chart. So I have a couple of things going on just to give me the most information to go to see if I need to go long or shorts. Because on the 1 minute, like, yeah, you see it's making higher high and higher low, but you don't see any signs. With a doji, you know that this thing, it's a clear sign of reversal. So just to give you an idea, even if you decide to enter at 148, so on the top of this doji, let me put this here. So if you decide to enter, I'm gonna put it in another color, purple, I guess. So you decide to go long at 148, right? This candlestick, the high of this candlestick is 162, went to a low on the second one to 148, and the moment that touched 148, went to a high of 176. This is where I will take a part of my profit, because this thing is actually like a double top, so you know that this thing is going to go down. I will maybe just kept like 30% of my shares and try to see if this thing want to go higher, which it did. Actually did even more than $2, so went to a high of 210. Anyway, so this is really step by step how I trade in the morning. For beginner, it's gonna be important to keep in mind, wait for the confirmation, because if you did decide, if you are a type of person who try to just go long the moment that I see a big green candle, so yeah, you will go long on 155, a high of 160, so you made 5 cents. You're thinking that this thing want to go higher, and you're gonna see that you have a big 2 red candlestick going to 142, so you will have lose a lot of money. So that's why confirmation is key. You have it on the 1 minute, and on top of that, let me just remove that, you have it also on the 5 minute. So that's why, like, it's 2 different time, by the way, guys. This happened at 9:33, and this happened around, like, I'm gonna tell you that, around 9:59. So this is the video for today. I hope that you like this video. Just smash the like, guys. Just give me an idea that you want more videos like this, and if you have any comment, you know, guys, you can always leave them on the comment. I will always answer to all your comment. So this is just a video for beginners or new people who want to trade. This is how I found stock in the morning. This is actually how I actually know if I need to go long or short. Anyways, have a good one and trade safe, guys.